Okay. Hi, I'm Alice, Queen of Hell, and I'm about to try making something weird I thought of. I just came up with this just because of some stuff I had. Alright, I'm going to start this off with this kind of, these are the things that are going in it. But I'm not going to make you suffer through me browning the ground beef, which I haven't even taken out of the refrigerator yet. We'll get to that in a little bit. But at the moment, before everything gets opened and you can't see what it is yet, there's going to be beefy mushroom Campbell's. Ooh, in the cartoon version, I don't know how well this is going to work. Anyway, there's that. I'm going to put some cream of celery, I decided. I'm going to have some whole potatoes. Well, they're not going to be whole when I'm done with them. I'm thinking I may cut them up a little bit in this particular thing we're making. And there's going to be these canned baby carrots that will be in there as well. Broccoli florets will be getting put in there. There's some onions diced that will get cooked up with the brown ground beef. But you wait until there's some grease there first, and then you put those in. That part I'm probably going to be doing before. Like, I'm not going to do that on camera because it's too freaking noisy, and I can apparently not speak up. So, I'm gonna do that without, but when I do it, I do a little bit of salt I sprinkle on the hamburger, I sprinkle a little garlic powder on it, and I add diced onions in there when I brown the ground beef. Yeah, that is a sentence. But once that part is done and I start mixing the other stuff in, then you'll see. And they definitely do drain the grease when it's done browning because, yeah, I'm bad enough and I shouldn't have that stuff. And neither should you. Okay. I think I've said most of the ingredients that, well, yeah. Mostly I think you know everything is going in it. I'll get back to you in a moment. Okay, I think I got it to work. So, alright, I put in the beefy mushroom soup stuff Campbell's thing. Obviously I did not add water to that. I must have moved the camera a bit when I was doing stuff, so I will fix that in just a moment. But here you go. This is, because I want it mixed in before I set it down. So far, this is the yum. Now, let's fix the camera so you can see it better, like on the stove. Move. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, cartoon version of food not working out as well. So, what we're going to do is switch this up real quick. But here's that part. You won't be seeing me anymore, though. So I can switch this out. Alrighty. I think I have it mostly worked out kind of how I did it before. Ish. Let's be slightly shorter. There we go. That is... Ooh. Also, it needs to be turned down because it was on high for that stuff. So let's turn it way the hell down. Okay. Now, I'm going to add in some stuff. Okay, this first, we're going with the cream of celery we're going to put in here. Alright, come on, trash can, open. Thank you. Yes, it's still haunted. I don't know what's wrong with it, but every once in a while I tell it, please open, and it does. I wave my hand and it won't, but I tell it to open and it does. So we're leaning towards ghosty. Okay, and hopefully I will edit out some of when I'm doing stuff like this, because I'm not going to leave a ton in the bottom, because I don't waste. Good, open. Dig it. Alright, cream of celery getting mixed in. There we go. So make it nice and creamy. And give it that little... I didn't have any celery left to put in there, so I did happen to have cream of celery, though. So we can go with that. And see how that goes. Yeah, I know, I keep bumping that. I'm sorry, there are certain body parts that I would like to chop off, but because they're really just in my way most of the time. Yep. Anywho, okay, that's fairly mixed in. It'll mix more as we go. Let's taste that. So far, so good. Definitely needs a queen's touch though, because there's really not a whole lot of flavor there yet. We need to turn this down more. Matter of fact, okay, this stops in the midst of things. I turned it off for the moment because it was going too quickly for doing it this way. But because I have other things to add in here. For one thing, we're going to start with, let's add some salt and pepper. The mainest main ingredients to most everything. And yes, I love pepper, and I'm not supposed to have salt, so we go a little overboard on pepper and skimp on salt. Because I'm a happy good girl sometimes. I try to make up for the I'm a bad girl by being super good sometimes. Alright, and as always, I like me a little Italian seasoning in everything. And I decided at the last moment that this would probably be a good dish for some of these chives. I bet they'll taste good in there. And we mix that stuff in. La la la. Yummy, yummy. Gonna be yummy, yummy in my tummy very soon. Now, what I want to do is, this is spinach, frozen spinach. And I love frozen spinach nowadays. And I have found that not just as like a dish. I remember when I was little and my grandmother, she used to always be like, she'd let us try stuff. And the boys didn't like anything and they wouldn't try stuff anyway. And, but I remember when I tried the spinach, I loved the spinach. Which apparently when I was very little, I used to crawl out of my high chair and across the table to get to the broccoli. So yes, I was a weird kid. I still love broccoli and spinach and asparagus and a lot of those kind of things. But I hate, like, green beans. So yes, I'm a weirdo. Alright, I have found that cooking some of the spinach into some of my things is really delicious. It gives it like this extra cool flavor. So it's my new thing I've been doing. And so we're going to mix that through. Yes, the heat's going to go back on under here. Yeah, and as I was saying it, there I did it. Because of this thing only does a certain amount of time and then it shuts itself off, and I gotta be, yeah, I gotta pay attention to too many things, and so I had to turn that off for a moment. But we're gonna turn that back on and probably set it to somewhere around 3 or 4. I'm gonna go with 4. Because, you know, I've got the frozen spinach in here to get unfrozen and mixed in. And let's see, I already put that, I already put those. I just didn't put that stuff away yet. Okay. So next, that's going in, which is why we have to turn it back on. Because yes, the spinach, okay, fine, it can manage that. You know, it's not going to be able to manage with it not being on the broccoli. Using the last of the broccoli florets. With the little crumbles of it, because that also is like flavor. Okay, that can just go in that trash. Alright. And as it thaws, you see these big chunks. I'm going to cut those up with my scissor things over there that I got to grab. But you got to wait until they thaw a bit in here before you start with the chopping them up. Which, to be fair, I got to use the scissors for that anyway. Why not use the scissors for the other thing? Woohoo! I just came up with how I'm going to get around that. Alright, so those are in. They're going to thaw a little bit, and then I'm going to chop them up with them scissors. And that's all good, well and fine. But also, see, those are frozen, so I can go a little slower on this part. And it figures because, like, you know, now is when this thing is allowing it to continue going. Alright, the carrots. Whole baby carrots. In a can. Holy crap. I love it. Okay. It's like the universe said, oh, we know Alice is getting old. And Alice loves the baby carrots. But cooking them. And yes, I'm shrinking those up too. Alright. Okay, and then continue. And here we go, back to this. Now, I am going to cut up the carrots to mix them in, just because, you know, they're a bit long for this particular thing. Baby carrots just taste better. I just like them better. And you will probably notice that most of my recipes, if they have carrots, they're baby carrots. Usually. Unless I have to use mixed veggie type deals. Then, like, because if they're frozen, it's almost always going to be, they'll be sliced or something. They'll be whatever was in with the mix, because it's usually in a mix, is probably the point I was making there. But my brain went off onto the, I ain't done chopping this stuff up yet. Ooh, I did not see that big guy. Alright, here we go. Ooh, I'm right over the top of this thing, so I would say I'm going to be plenty loud in this video. Well, this part of this video anyway. Alright. I don't want to see any big old broccoli pieces at the moment. We're going to assume we got that. We are good. And this pan, it turns out, is going to be too small for what I'm making, I think. And I probably should have just done the potatoes in a different thing. Because the next thing that goes in is potatoes. Let me have a little taste of this. Oh God, that's good. I could just make mashed potatoes go over that. I mean, it could go over whatever. Whatever, whichever. But that is not how we had it set up. So, canned potatoes. Not that I think they're necessarily all going to actually fit. See, I'm also going to be cutting them up. Perhaps I should have done it in a big ass pan. Like, this is a big ass pan, but not the big ass pan I'm thinking of. In other words, not a frying pan. This thing so rudely cuts me off all the time, but it's a good thing because because I don't feel like trying to switch things over through the computer. It's been a pain in the butt, so I'm going to do it my little cheat way, and the Snapchat ones are just the right length. So it will keep me from going over and getting frustrated from issues. That could go small. Well, that's what the scissors are for now. Okay, you don't have to do it like this. And yeah, I just saw the I got some tater juice in there, but that's fine. Okay, potatoes out of can. Yes, I like fresh potatoes, but no, I cannot peel potatoes anymore. Peeling and cutting potatoes is kind of in the past at this point for me. Okay. But I can use scissors to chop them up a little bit for our weird ass meal. Oop, there's one. Nope. You know what? You can get cut into. It's possible it would need another can to really make this work out nice, but it's not going to fit in here like that. So this may end up being something that gets dumped over mashed potatoes or even noodles. Like, probably not the parts that have potato in it, but I can always make my first bowl be the potatoes that I put in. So, anyways, it would look like this when done. This pan, as I have said, is a bit smaller than it needed to be for this. So, I think we're about to end this video with the, hey, we just barely made it fit in there. Once the potatoes have heated through, I will make a bowl for myself and show you a picture of that. All done, maybe. I think. I don't know. But hopefully I'll cut off this part of this. Because I'm just yammering about. Oh, I know why I didn't. Because I wanted to taste test. I'm damn sure that it is all good and I have gotten everything. Well, that's it, all done and in cartoon right now. Well, it's still heating through because, you know, the potatoes need to heat up. But you know what I mean. And you probably won't be getting the little extra picture of it as a thumbnail or whatever. Well, you may get one just of that, but not the bowl of it like I normally would. Anyways, enough yammering on. I'm going to do an outro for you. I don't even know if I did an intro for you. I'll have to check into that and see what I have done and put everything together for you all. But there is an extremely yummy, delicious thing. It can be with the potatoes in it like that. Or You could make some mashed potatoes and put it over the mashed potatoes. It's delicious. It just is. And it should be fairly nutritious. It's got green veggies in there. It's got orange veggies. It's got plenty of green veggies. Oh yeah, this should be really, really healthy, I would think. I've never been into that crap though, so yeah, whatever. Okay. Now, I don't know if this one does it. It does! My regular camera won't do that. Huh. So I wasn't just losing my mind, being like, why won't this do that? Although the why is it short again, I don't get. Anyway. Yes, my lighting is all wonky because I haven't turned wrong. Anyway. Okay. This is, oh, I have no idea what to name this. It's, I don't know. I'd say Queen's Casserole, but didn't I say that before for something else? This is Queen's creation. I don't know. I created, a beefy something. A delicious beefy something. So, help me name it. Because I don't know. Oh, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And love you, bye.